Hello friends and potential friends. Yeah, that's something I haven't seen out here before. Not a real safe place for a small rat to be. You know, there's lots of cats around here. It looks like one of them might have tangled with you already. Well, put food out for the cats and you never know who's going to show up. Okay, let's get on with this. Yep, he's not in real good shape. Let's see, it's been a couple of weeks since I did a walk around the garden with you. Mainly because things haven't been doing much. I do have my turmeric coming up nicely in a few spots. And that looks like a little bit of ginger down there. There's some more down there at the bottom. Oh, there's another one. And what else we got here? Yep, there's one more. If I remember right, I planted turmeric in the top and the bottom, and then I filled in the 3 middle layers with the 2 different kinds of ginger. And I now have a little bit of everything coming up, it looks like. So far I'm not seeing anything from those potatoes that I... Whoop, wait a minute. Nope, take that back. There's a little potato sprouting up. And that might be another one right out there. So we might get something out of them. Those were just Wally World potatoes that started sprouting in the kitchen. So I brought them out here and stuck them in the dirt. And let's see, today is, what is today? Saturday, May 22nd, I believe, 2023. There's the elderberry. That's still looking about the same as usual. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning. About 76 degrees out here so far. Going to be up around 80 or so later in the day. The knobs on the pineapple are still continuing to grow. They're up about 1.5 inches long. The one article that I read said you should let them grow to they're about 5 or 6 inches long before you take them off of there. So I hope they get there before long. Let's see, over here, most of my beans are pretty much played out. These are the rattlesnake beans here. And I did notice that I have one nice sized pod that I've decided I'm just going to let that dry out for seeds. Something was chewing on the bottom of it, but I'll get a few seeds out of it and go ahead and plant them next year. Over in the tower, the basils are doing pretty good. Got 2 Thai basils and 1 dark opal. And then I've got thyme planted in this second loop or second tier. Nasturtiums have never come up. I planted nasturtium seeds in the very bottom tier and they haven't come up. And I still haven't got anything planted in the top 3 tiers. Rosemary still hanging in there as usual. And there's some comfrey. The jalapeno is growing a number of fruits on it. And the contender beans. I've decided to let these contenders go ahead and dry out. I am definitely going to plant contenders next year because these things have been producing well. This is a bush variety. And they do have a bunch of pods all over them, which I'm going to Like I said, I'm going to let them dry out. And I got to show you this one over here, because these are not contenders, these are winners. Look at that, 6 inches long. But that's going to be seed for next year. The sweet potato slips are just about due to go in the ground. They're coming along nicely also. And the tomatoes back in here. Let's see, this one's an Everglades. There's some, or no, I'm sorry. This one's a Homestead tomato. It's a little bit larger variety. Not real large, but a little bit larger. Then we got Homesteads, or Everglades over on the other side. It looks like a couple of those might be starting to turn. The rest down here are garden peach tomatoes. They still have tomatoes all over them, but they haven't really started turning yet. Seem to be growing pretty healthy though. My greens, they just will not stop. I've been munching off of them cabbage collards and the kale, and especially this curly kale up here. Got some cayenne peppers planted in between them. They're starting to take off now. More comfrey over here. A few more sweet banana peppers. And my sweet potatoes from seeds that replanted themselves. They're spreading out and growing flowers and trying to make more seeds. And we have the jalapenos. No fruit on them yet, but they're growing real nice. And this one right here that does have fruit on it, this is another sweet banana pepper. I've been harvesting seeds off the cilantro as they dry out, and I see I've got a few more I need to cut. So those won't be here for much longer. The Great Northern beans, they're about done. They haven't produced anything in a couple of weeks. And of course, as soon as I say that, I see another flower on this one. I don't know. I can't figure them ones out. These are Floridad tomatoes. And they've got some pretty nice looking tomatoes growing on them. Nothing turning yet. Down here, I harvested all that cabbage. And then I planted a few echinacea in here. And I noticed that because I left the roots of the cabbage in the ground, some of them are trying to grow again. Yeah, let them grow. We'll see what happens. The rest of these are California Wonder bell peppers, starting to grow nicely. And I see where one or two of them are starting to put on flowers. And then at this end, we've got some more sweet banana peppers. And some of those are going to give me some snacks. Oh, that one's almost there. Down at this end, the corn has been coming up pretty sporadic. So I went through about a week ago and reseeded everywhere that was still empty. I may have to do some thinning at some point, but I hope to get this all filled in. And down at this end, I've got one mammoth, or American mammoth sunflower. I did stick some more of those seeds in the ground too. None of them have come up yet. Down at the other end, I've got two of the Russian mammoth sunflowers. And again, I planted some more seeds down there. And out here in the patience bed, stalks at either end are starting to grow pretty good. Those are just planted in the last year. And the ones in the middle, those are the ones that are in their third year. And they still keep trying to tempt me. In fact, this one just came up a couple days ago. And if you look close, you can see there's another one starting to pop up right down there. They're doing good. I just have to resist for a little while longer. And then next year, I'm going to be eating asparagus. More tomatoes over here. These are Praxis cherry tomatoes. Been beat by the wind a little bit, but they've got tomatoes all over them. I'll be getting snacks out of them before long. The other pineapples are doing good. Even that one that I thought was dead looks like it's trying to come back out of that pup that it grew. So I'm going to let it keep going. And these down here are a couple of volunteer sweet potatoes. I haven't decided whether I'm just going to leave them in there or plant them in the rest of the sweet potato bed when I plant the slips. And that one, pineapple back there is still growing. And a bunch of weeds in it. And my ginger that I put out here in the direct sun, that came up about 2 weeks before any of the ginger in the tower came up. So apparently that pot got warmed up fast enough to make it decide to start growing. Out in the mini orchard, things are pretty much the same as usual. I must admit the mulberry has been growing pretty good this year. Might get some more berries off of it before long. That one pineapple out in the center is pretty much dead. I just haven't done anything with it yet. The other one right next to it still has a small fruit on it. I think they really like more sunlight than they get back there. So I'll have to keep that in mind. I need to do some work on my fencing, which I've already started. I put down a layer of cardboard over here on this side. And then when I mowed the grass the other day, I covered it all up with mulch. The cats like to come out here and lay in it. And the dragon tree is still coming along nicely. So that's about it for this week. I'm itching to start putting sweet potato slips in here, but I think I'm going to wait another week or two. And then I'll get this one planted out. Don't have much of anything in the lab, so I don't have anything else to put in this green stalk. And I've still got a couple more green stalks that I haven't put together. So I guess I've been a little bit slack this year, but I have reasons for that. Overall, it's getting pretty decent. We got 3/4 of an inch of rain early this morning. So my guess is sometime in the next week, everything out here is going to really start jumping. Looks like we may be getting closer to our wet season just a little bit early this year. And I'm happy to see that. But it's a nice place to visit. And I've been enjoying it. So I'll see y'all next time.